Make sure everything's okay. Alright, audio's good. Welcome to part 6 of the Madden 24 Seattle Seahawks rebuild. This is the first probably part 6 that I've ever done of one of these rebuilds. And this is the longest rebuild I have done, guys. This has been a grind. But you know what? Not quitting. Not giving up just quite yet. This rebuild could be pretty long. I feel like we may still have a few more episodes to go to finish this. So I decided to simulate kind of through the preseason, but not cut days. I want to go ahead and do cut days. We went 2-1 in the preseason, which I guess is kind of encouraging. We do have some injuries that we suffered during the preseason. I'll show you guys that here in a few minutes. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do our cut days. I'm moving him to practice squad. Running backs, we're not going to do anything. Looks like Blake Corum has actually gotten up to an 80 overall, so that's encouraging for our backup running back to be having a rating like that. Ethan Otting, we're going to cut you. I feel like, can we cut Sean Leslie? But no, it'll incur a penalty. McMillan? Nah, that'll be a penalty. Alright, well, receivers, I guess we can't really do anything with these guys. Caleb, we're going to keep you where you are in 3 tight ends. Let's see. Offensive line. Matthew Jones. Yeah, we're going to cut you because we already have Nick Harris and we have Andre James. Hopefully this season is the season, but based on how tough it's been with the Seahawks rebuild, you know, there's no guarantees about that. McLeod, we're going to cut you. And Machado, we're going to put you on practice squad. Let's see. Defensive ends. I don't want to move Flavor. I want to keep him where he is. Defensive tackles. We're good. Damian Hartwell, we're going to move you to practice squad. What about right outside linebackers? No, we don't have any extra ones. Max Duval, we're going to put you on practice squad. He may get picked up by somebody. And look, Max Melton, you've been with us for a long time. We don't have room for you. We're going to cut you. So we have Watson, Jones, ECN, Eric Stokes. You know, Watson was one of the guys near the top of the depth chart. So our cornerback room is looking a lot better in terms of talent. Vince Jackson, I'm going to move you to practice squad, and that's it. Okay. So cut days are all done. I'm going to make sure I import some kind of draft class. It's crazy. I gotta go and look for a 2029 potential draft class. If I can't find anything like that, then we're just going to do randomly generated players. But I want to see if I can find a draft class, if there is one that's been created for PS4 Madden, of a 2029 potential draft class. This is a reach in terms of like the future of, you know, Maddens, but who knows? Somebody might have created one. I just got to see for myself if it does exist. So let's see. That's 2024, 2025, stack 20. Draft. Legendary. 2027. Updated. Auto. Sleepers. Okay. Retro Bowl. Speed Killer. I don't know if it looks like. Wait a minute. Auto Gems. Pickles 2029. Okay, let me see if there's any other 2029 draft class. A 2000 NFL draft. Wow, we could like draft legends. That'd be crazy. But I'm keeping it realistic. Let's see. Is there a 2029, another 2029 class? Or anything that has 2029 in the title? If it does, we'll think about it. Hidden. It's 2028. 6. Okay. I did see something that said like Pickles 2029 or something like that. 2030. Wow. Hopefully we don't have to be doing this rebuild for that long. Where was that one that I did see that said 2029 in the title somewhere? Okay. Pickles 2029. I don't know if this is going to be accurate with like juniors who are in high school right now is basically who we're going to be getting in this draft class, but who knows? I'm going with it because it says 2029, and I don't know who any of these guys are, but you know what? That's what we're going with. Taylor, Robertson, Phillips, Sasser looks like the top quarterback from Louisiana Lafayette, or Junior Robinson actually, from Liberty. So the top quarterback in the draft is a guy from Liberty. How times have changed with this draft class. This is going to be a pretty insane draft class in terms of like not like skill, but just the years. I mean, we're in 2028 in this class. This is crazy. Okay, alrighty then. So let's go ahead and get ready to start the 2028 season. I'm hoping that this is the season, guys. I just want to get a playoff berth. If I get a berth in the playoffs, we'll just see what we can do. That's just what I'm hoping for. Just get me to the playoffs one more time. I mean, we've gone through what 6 seasons with only one playoff appearance and a loss in the playoffs. That can't happen. Hopefully, with our new rookie quarterback, Mr. Julian Sayin, the former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback, who's our new face of the franchise. Hopefully things can work out. Now, I do want to show you guys that unfortunately during the preseason we picked up some injuries. Cade Klubnik, our backup quarterback, has a broken collarbone, so he's going to be out for 3 weeks. So hopefully Sayin doesn't get hurt. And Jackson Smith-Njigba is going to miss the first 2 games of the season with broken ribs, as well as Mecole Hardman Jr. He's going to miss the first game with turf toe. So we're starting the year with one of our top receivers out, but that's also why we have, Romeo Doubs as well. I mean, we got a good receiving core. I think our defense is better. I feel like that this should be a season where we could maybe sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team. But it all depends on if the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals are any better, and that's tough to say right now. Well, let's simulate to the middle of the season. I just want to hope and pray that we're not several games below 500. Because if we start off the year 1-5 again, then or 2-5 or whatever, or 2-4, whatever it is, I'm probably just gonna have to throw up my hands at the end of the season and say, you know what, this team just isn't rebuildable. It can't be rebuilt. We have struggled to find a quarterback. We haven't had picks that have been high enough to get, like, we didn't have a pick high enough to go draft like Drake May. Well, we did get Drake May, but decided to go with the veteran quarterback, trade him away, and get Jared Goff. Spend a first-round pick with the Rams to go get him. And I think ultimately that failed. And, we weren't able to have a first-round pick the previous year. We had one this year, and, of course, we used it once again on a quarterback for the second time in this rebuild. Hopefully this Sayin kid is the answer, because we just need to find we need to find something for our, quarterback to lead this offense with an elite running back, elite receivers, and a solid tight end. And an offensive line that's gotten better. I really upgraded the offensive line. Everybody on the offensive line starting out the season was in the 80s. We had guys in the 70s on the defensive line, but I feel like that, linebacker-wise, we can make up for that. We got better corners. We got decent safety still here. This team should be hopefully a playoff team. I'm just hoping and praying that it can be this year, guys, because I'm running out of patience. And look, once again, we start out the season 2-5 and we're at the bottom of the division. I can't. I don't think this is a team that I'm going to be able to rebuild, guys, because we're just struggling. We have trade offers. What are the trade offers for? What are teams going to give us for Marcus Jones, our 7'8" overall corner? Got a bunch of offers here. Jeez. Okay. A running back, a center, a tackle, another receiver. None of these guys I even really recognize. I think we're going to just decline these offers. I don't really see anything tempting there as far as a trade offer for Marcus Jones. So we're just going to go ahead and just neglect all of these. Starting out the season 2-5 once again. And I know that we've got a rookie quarterback in there who's not high 70s yet, so that's the dilemma that we're going through. I'm betting on a rookie quarterback once again, and it just seems like that. And, maybe it is the head coach. Maybe I should have just said, you know what, Kevin O'Connell, you're done. I changed defensive coordinators once again, but I guess that didn't help. I don't know how much longer I can continue this series, to be honest with you guys. And we've got guys whose contracts are up. Sam Cosmi is the guy we're going to have to offer quite a bit of money to in order to keep him. But you know what? I'm willing to do it. Let's go with a player-friendly deal and see if this works. Okay, well, it worked. Okay, so we got Cosmi back. He's our best offensive lineman. Romeo Dobbs, even though he's an 84 overall, we have other receivers. Might just be willing to let him walk. Jamal Adams, 83 overall. He's still solid. Will he come back for 2 years? Okay, good. He's got him. He's going to come back for 2 years. All right, Jurkowitz, Stokes. Stokes and Christian Eisen are about the same, so I'm going to favor the guy who's a little bit rated lower just to keep him here. Okay, so he's okay with a 1-year deal. That's fine. We'll keep him. We'll get a new punter. Stokes. We're going to let him walk. Dwight Bowen has not developed at all. We drafted him, I think, in 2025 or something like that, and he hasn't really developed as a backup left tackle, so we're going to let him walk. Marcus Jones is another corner we signed, but you know what? If we brought back the other guy, I'm not really thinking about bringing back Marcus. I think I'm going to let him walk. We just really need to get corner depth. We needed better corners than what we had. Josh Paschal. Again, I think we just need to upgrade the defensive line. Bradford, I think it's just... But I don't want to... Well, okay, we can't even negotiate with him yet, so we'll get to some more of these later. And Barnes, I think, is another linebacker that I saw his contract is up, and I'm going to let him walk. Media question. Coachman, of course, has probably final year of his deal. Going to his team. He is a part of this team. We gave him a 2-year deal for probably the last few years of his NFL career, if I'd have to imagine. So, yeah. We're playing the 5-2 Bills this week. Needless to say, I think our season, once again, is about to be a lose. Hopefully these guys are backups, but still, we're getting injuries now, so that's not good. Okay, all right. I had to make sure that the stream wasn't about to get cut because the internet quality is not sufficient for broadcast. Okay, all right. Well, I'll keep going until something else happens. I don't know how my internet quality is acting like that. I got AT&T. Turn this thing around. Just hoping that we can turn this around some way. We're 2-6 right now. It's definitely been rough to try to turn this team around. We've just struggled, for these last few seasons have been pretty much the same. It's been the same pattern. Defense just can't get any better. We just haven't been able to get this team any better than what it is. It's a struggle. Let's get some upgrades for Kevin O'Connell. I haven't really upgraded him, so I'm going to do an upgrade for him. Hopefully that helps a little bit. If we have another losing record this season, it's a bad losing record. Kevin O'Connell is getting axed. There's no way that we're bringing him back after this season. There's no way. No way at all. All right, then. So we're in the bye week. Let's get back to negotiating and get back to work here in the negotiating room. Oh, yeah, Bradford. I don't want to take a risk on not being able to find a left guard that isn't as good as him because something tells me that the free agency classes from now on are not going to be very good. And I don't want to take a risk on that, even if he becomes a backup. I just don't want to take that risk. On the offensive line, at least. But defensive ends, I'm willing to because I just feel like that sometimes in free agency, there's defensive ends that are good or available. And we can always bring back a guy like Paschal. Derek Barnes, I'm going to let walk. I think we can get better at free safety. There may be a better free safety available, so I'm going to let Ife2 walk. Darnell Washington's a backup. We're going to let him walk. Leonard Williams, I'm tempted to bring back, but you know what? He's getting up there in age. I don't think he's worth bringing back. Daniel Strong, I'm probably going to bring back for depth at defensive tackle, and he actually made a couple of plays last year in the final game, and I think he's developing a little bit in the rotation of defensive tackle, so I think he's worth giving a second contract to for maybe 1 or 2 more years. Nick Harris is a backup center, so I'm going to let him walk because fortunately we were able to find a better center in James. Leslie is a backup receiver. We're going to let him walk. Same thing with Wright, and same thing with Gardner Minshew. Hatcher is going to walk. I'm going to let Powell walk, and the same thing with Sidney Bates. We're starting to get to some of the rookies who were a part of the second draft class, and we're going to see some of them walk. So I think mostly everybody else I might just let walk because right now we're at $91 million in cap space, and I want to have money available this offseason when – and I know a few off seasons ago I talked about going heavy and going more so all in and spending a bunch of money, but I don't want to waste it all right here. And then maybe there's some big free agents available. Although lately, free agency classes lately, they've had some talented players in there, but it's not players that we need. Like there's always a really good running back that's there. But our running back, Kenneth Walker, is at a 97 overall. We can't get any better than that, I feel. And maybe a new coach needs to come in with a philosophy who's willing to run the football and use the run to set up the pass, kind of the old school way of football. Because having a rookie quarterback is probably just not going to be able to do it this year. In terms of the NFC West, the Cardinals are the best team right now at 6-2. 49ers are 4-4. Rams are 3-5, and we're 2-6. We got to go on a big winning streak in order to get back in even the slightest tiny conversations of the playoff hunt. I don't see that happening, but I don't want to say I'm getting desperate. Part of me wants to make a bunch of big trades, but the trade deadline is already passed, and we can't do anything like that right now. So we're just going to have to go with what we have. Hargrave, and it looks like we got another player signed from the practice squad, so some of our guys are getting picked up. It is what it is. Looks like Cade is getting got a little bit of playing time, so we're going to just upgrade him. 2-7 guys have. Both of them have like QB of the future labeled. 21 touchdowns, 9 interceptions through over half the season. He's not doing bad, and Kenneth Walker is already at 500 yards. He only has 3 touchdowns. Cora's been the main touchdown guy. Receiving-wise, even though despite the injuries, Jackson Smith and Jigba's come back healthy, and he's got 7 touchdowns. Dobbs has 4. Metcalf has 3. It must just still be the defense. It must be the defense. I got to look at the defense here. Okay, defensively, NFL. Where are we? We're once again kind of towards the bottom of the league. Well, not really. We're looking better than we were last year with our new defensive coordinator. But let's see. How many yards? Let me see about the total yardage. Okay. So, total yards given up at this point of the season. The Falcons have given up the most at over 4,000. We are in the bottom 10, basically, of yards given up by a defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're the 7th lowest. So we get up the 7th most yards of every team in the league. How many interceptions, do we have compared with the rest of the league? So, as far as interceptions, the team with the most are the Bengals. We have... How many interceptions do we have? We have 10. So that's not too bad, actually. That might be the most. So we actually have the 4th most interceptions in the league. What about sacks? So 31. The Patriots have the most amount of sacks in the league. Yeah, we have the third lowest sack total in the league right now. We're not getting pressure on the quarterback. I think that's another thing. We haven't found a dominant pass rusher to really help us out. I thought maybe DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams last year would be able to do the trick, but Leonard Williams has gotten worse than the rookie that we have, and he's getting reps now. We got to find an elite pass rusher this offseason. We may have to do a trade for that just to get some help on the defense. We may have to do trades that are not quarterback related this next coming off season in order to get this team better. I'm not sure, guys. I'm kind of stumped right now on how to fix this team, because right now we're struggling to do. I'm struggling to see any progression season by season. I mean, once again, we started out with season 2-7. We'll be lucky to win 5 games this year. We'll be lucky to win more than 5 this year. We're probably headed for another top 10 pick. But then again, we're probably gonna have to spend that top 10 pick on a defensive end, a pass rusher. So we actually do get a win against the Washington Commanders. They were like 3-6, so that's what we've gotten our record to now at 3-6. But we're still at the bottom of the NFC West. We've pretty much become just the other irrelevant team, and we've been bottom feeders. We haven't been able to get out of the basement in the last 3 seasons of the NFC West. So it's a struggle. Right now, it's a struggle. All right. Let me get to the negotiating screen and see if there was anybody else that I wanted to actually give a new contract to. We have $94 million in cap still to spend for right now, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on guys that I know we can just probably get better at, because we need to, increase that. Leonard Williams is likely to retire, so I'm actually not going to worry about giving him a contract. But Daniel Strong, I want to keep. Okay, so he's going to be fine with coming back for a couple of years. That's good. We got a young defensive tackle who I want in here as a rotational guy. We drafted him. I want to show a little bit of loyalty to him for 2 years. But I think everybody else can walk away. Some of those guys are looking pretty solid still, but guys, we got to get better in certain areas. We got to get a bunch of guys in the 80s. We got a decent offense. I feel like our offense is fine, but defensively, I think is once again where our weakness has been for the last few years. I mean, we've changed defensive coordinators over the last 2 years, so players are having to learn a new system, which is pretty tough. Then again, maybe this offseason we not only need to fire Kevin O'Connell, but we need to get a new defensive coordinator in here as well. Maybe it's just time to go with an entirely new coaching staff and really clean house going into this next season. Just really see what we can do. Because, despite the fact that our offense is still doing well and Kevin O'Connell is an offensive-minded guy, he's been on the job since Pete Carroll resigned after 2023. For 5 seasons, we've had only 1 playoff appearance. It was a loss, and we haven't been back since. So I think I've all but given up on Kevin O'Connell. I'm not going to fire him just yet, but at the end of the season, we are going to get rid of him. I think I'm done with the coach. At this point, I think we need to get a new coach in here. All right, playing 6-5 Dolphins this week. And I know I'm talking a lot in between those games. In these games, I normally don't when I'm simulating and everything like that. But just kind of letting you guys know where my head is at with trying to, rebuild this team and kind of just, what can I do? What can I do to get this team any better than what they are? I mean, we lost again. Our defense has given up an average of, it looks like 30-ish points a game. And for a Seahawks team that once was known for having one of the best defenses year in and year out, it's just become a shell of itself. All right, well, we're still at the bottom of the barrel. I think you're out of the playoffs once again. There's no way we're going to make it. At this point, I'm just trying to see if we can get to 6 wins to have a better record than we did last year. Because I want to see some progression from the rookie quarterback. And I don't know what Sayan's rating is right now, but based on all these losses, his confidence is probably getting shattered. We're losing these games by close margins, but still, we're on the cusp of getting a chance to maybe win some of these games, but we're still losing. I know we're in a very competitive division, and maybe it's just going to take a bunch of great players from the Cardinals and 49ers finally retiring in order for us to get better. I mean, we're in 2028 right now. The landscape of the NFL has to be changing by this point, because we've got guys like Puka Nacua, who I see, who was a rookie in 2023, is in his 6th, 7th season in the league. And how many more years can guys that are in their 30s when we started this franchise continue to play? We've lost the old guard of quarterbacks from like Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Those guys are gone. Matthew Stafford too. They're done. They're done. They've been retired for years. So, yeah, this landscape of the NFL is changing a lot, which probably explains why the free agency classes for the last 2 years haven't been really good, especially at the quarterback position. The top free agent quarterback was Drake May. I didn't want to bring him back in here. Can't do that. All right, 3-9, playing the 5-7 Rams. They're in third place. Maybe we can get an upset win against them and get another divisional win, because our division record over the last few years has probably been piss poor. We're barely beating anybody in our division. Well, we get a division win this week, and we're 4-9, getting ready to play the 7-6 Cardinals, still in the basement of the NFC West. And it looks like that we have the Cardinals this week, and we have the 49ers in Week 17. So we have 2 divisional games left. But at this point, I'm just hoping that we can get to 6 wins, better than we did last year. See some trajectory of upwards. So I want to take a look at the statistics for our offense at this point of the season, because this is basically the identity of the team that we are right now. So it looks like Julian has thrown for over 3,000 yards. He's got 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He's not doing bad for his rookie season. Rushing-wise, Kenneth Walker is about 200 yards away from a 1,000-yard season, so he's having a better year than last year. He's got 5 touchdowns. Blake Corum has been a touchdown machine lately. I'm glad that we gave him a new contract for a couple of years. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Receiving-wise, Jackson Smith-Njigba is on another level. He's over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. It looks like he's back to his old form. Looks like DK may be regressing a little bit. He's got 621 yards. Hunter Henry over 400. Romeo Doubs 671. Yeah. But I want to see team-wise, where does our offense rank in terms of the league? So Bucks are the best offense in football. Then again, a 3,000-yard passer isn't too crazy. So in terms of the Chargers actually have, it looks like the worst offense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have like the 22nd ranked offense in the league, basically. All right. Well, let's go ahead and sort this by points per game. Maybe just point passing touchdowns. So we're basically 22nd in the NFL in total offense, which actually, or 23rd. So we're 23rd basically. Defensive yards, we're 30th. Okay, this is actually a good screen. I didn't know we had that. Points scored, we're 13th in the NFL in points scored. Points allowed, we're 32nd. So I think we have the worst defense in the National Football League right now. That's just been the Achilles heel. Is it that we just need to get better players? Better linebackers, maybe? We don't have linebackers really in the 80s. We don't have middle linebackers in the 80s. I know that much. So, yeah. All right, let's see about the Cardinals this week. Final game of the regular season is going to be on the road against the LA Chargers. They're probably not having a very good season based on these offensive rankings that I saw. Looks like they have one of the worst offenses in the league. So we actually get a win this week, barely. We get another divisional win against the Cardinals, so not bad. I think we swept the Cardinals this year, if I'm not mistaken. So tiny upward trajectory, I guess, but those are small in the scale of things. So we're already at 5 wins. That's the same amount of wins that we had last year. So if we get one more win, we'll be in better shape. It's the little things. Enjoy the little things, like Tallahassee said in Zombieland. And we're playing, I think, the Bucks this week, but they have one of the best offenses in football. I don't know how we're going to compete with that. Well, we only lost by 2 touchdowns, but a loss is still a loss, and we have our final divisional game of the season this week against the 49ers, and they're showing no sign of slowing down. I think that's been another thing that we've struggled with. You know, we're playing in a pretty tough division with teams that are really good. So that's been a struggle for us. I mean, they got a 99 Nick Bosa. How are we supposed to compete with that? Well, the Rams are actually slipping up a little bit, so maybe at the very least we can not finish in the basement this year in the division, but that's a very slim victory. Well, maybe we can pull off a major upset and get some kind of confidence for our rookie quarterback against the Niners. But I doubt it. I don't think the Niners really haven't slowed down during this whole rebuild. They made the playoffs every year, and it wasn't even close. We lost by 24 points to those guys. We're still light years away from being able to compete in this division, which is disheartening considering the fact that we're 7 years into this rebuild and I've seen 1 playoff appearance from us. I gotta be honest, I'll probably give it next week 1 more season, and then I'm just gonna give up on this rebuild, because really this is the longest rebuild that I've had to do, and I think that unless there's a big free agent class this year full of talent, I don't think I can get this team any better. You know, it's been a struggle. So the Chargers still have a 93 overall Justin Herbert. So they're still a pretty decent team. But let's see if we can go on the road to LA and get a win to wrap up the season. We're playing a team that's better than us, so this game will be pretty tough. I mean, the last 2 games that I've played on the road to end the season have been pretty tough. We almost lost the last one, but we came out with a win in the end by 7 points, which was disheartening considering the fact that our offense was, I thought, pretty decent enough to compete with playoff-bound teams and teams that have a same pretty decent offense. But we only scored 17 points. And the defense, fortunately, made a couple of turnovers, key turnovers down the stretch. But I don't know if that's going to be the case this season. So we are ending the season in LA just like we did last year. The only difference is we're playing the Chargers and not the Rams to end it. So we're going to see what we can do in SoFi Stadium to end the 2028 season.
Today,
it's been rough trying to rebuild this Seahawks team.
SoFi Stadium.
I'm positive going into every year, but just hasn't been able to work. This is just maybe one of those teams that can be rebuilt.
Here in quarter 1, but an early test to
Here we go on
check in
defense.
on as we've got a 3rd down situation looming. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. He's going to
make that tackle. There we go.
It's complete.
All right, he ran through you, but you made the tackle.
He'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line.
All right. Forced into a field goal. They go up by 3. Here we are on
A big early 3rd down here for this defense.
First chance to play with the rookie.
See
what he can do. You know what? Let's keep the play.
On 3rd down,
Walker split out,
and
he drops.
Incomplete.
Gotta make those plays. Well, they're gonna let us kick the field goal.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash. This from 45 yards away.
Elliott's field goal was good, so we at least tied the game.
And that will tie us at 3-3.
A little bit upset that I missed that throw on 3rd down, but we at least kick a field goal to tie this thing up.
So here's the situation upcoming. 2nd quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass.
Oh, that could have been a... I really was hoping that was going to jar the ball loose. Still, good hit by TJ. 4th down. Force another field goal, I guess.
The Chargers will
at least our defense has stepped up on these first couple of drives.
Prevent us from getting 46 yards away.
They get another field goal, 2nd quarter.
And they will take the lead.
Still got a lot of minutes to go in this half. I really want to... All right. Hopefully we can put together a drive this time. So Chargers do get another field goal.
On 2nd down now, this defense sort of finding themselves with their backs against the wall. Ball in the red zone. Herbert takes it and just pops it forward. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
does a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
There we go. Make that tackle, TJ. There we go. Edwards has been all over the field so far.
And they go the wrong way here. Knights back to the 20.
4th and 6. Force another field goal. Still in this.
This will be a 37-yard
able to make this a
attempt.
competitive. No team has scored a touchdown yet, so this could be a little bit of a defensive struggle, which is surprising considering that Justin Herbert's one of the quarterbacks playing in this game. So we'll see. Any chance on offense? Okay, there we go.
We jump into the action. It's
second down and 3.
And the ball in the red zone. 2nd and 3.
On rookie. There we go. Hunter Henry open.
Henry with a catch.
All right. I'm not going to go no huddle fight yet. We still got plenty of time. We got all 3 timeouts.
Down to the 4-yard line. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
4,000 yards for the rookie. That's what we love to see. And Spigna-Jigba on a little out route. Gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Let's go. First touchdown pass of the day for Saint. Beautiful. Just what I wanted to do to end the half.
Just above 1 minute remaining here in the second quarter. This offense looking to get down at least into field goal range, but they're starting on their
come on, DK. You're wide open. Oh, my. What was the deal with the freaking stutter? Called another timeout.
Inside the 45. Now the Seahawks
he could have housed that. Maybe he was slowing up. I don't know.
He'll stop it with just over a minute to go.
He's probably been in the league for 10 years by this point, so. Slants.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Chris Dobbs couldn't make the grab. But Sayin got hit pretty hard on that play, so I don't blame him for not being able to complete that.
Now back to throw.
This one goes down
underneath to Walker. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And quickly they get to the line. Back to throw again.
Just run out of the pocket. Right. It's not very fast, but it was wide open. Get out of bounds, preserve some of that clock. Good job, young gun.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. They'll set up a throw.
Come on, Jackson.
And complete to Smith-Njigba.
Got out of bounds. Good.
And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Second down.
We have 1 timeout left. At the very least, we can definitely get a field goal out of this. I mean, I want 7 to really kind of establish a separation. DK Metcalf for the touchdown. 2nd touchdown pass of the game for Sayin. Beautiful. Let's go. Who knows? Maybe Sayin is in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know. He said he threw for over 4,000 yards as a rookie, so that'll get him some consideration. Here come the Chargers, though, now in the 3rd quarter. Late in the 3rd quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's out.
Tackle. There we go. Nice job. Fortunately, we've been able to tighten up in the red zone whenever they get down here.
Maybe just a slight detour on
tell them to field goals. We want to keep it that way if we can.
Johnston sent in motion. Herbert jet sweep as
he taps it. Ooh, he tripped and fell, and he lost 2 yards. Nice.
A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass.
We're setting the edge, all right. Defense is playing pretty decent right now. They're not playing like they have been the whole year. There we go. Nice tackle by Holcomb.
And the tackle made at the 13.
4th down. Forced into another field goal.
Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Koo knocks this one through the post.
All right, Chargers kick the field goal. They're down by 5 now, so they narrow the gap. Younghoe Koo is 4 for 4. Not surprising, but got a 3rd down on defense here. Chargers are still threatening, so we still have to.
A very slim lead in the 3rd quarter.
Still got to play.
Out of the gun, Herbert.
Ooh, get the football. Let's go. Use their hit stick, and we get the fumble recovery. Nice. I think that was Holcomb. I want to watch the replay and see who that was who caused the fumble.
I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Defense gets the first turnover of the game. That was a well-timed hit stick. I want to see this play again. Tight end. It was 27, our middle linebacker. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now, but we got a big defensive play right there. That's what we needed. But unfortunately, offensively, we couldn't do anything.
Defense now trying desperately to hold on to this fourth quarter lead, but to do it,
so it looks like the offense is unfortunately sputtering a little bit in the second half.
Here's Herbert.
Oh, get the sack! Let's go! Pascal got through. Perfect job by the defensive end. Let's go.
Call it a loss of 5, a big sack.
Third down and 7.
Third down.
Let's go cover 2 man, actually.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Ooh, we almost got a pick, but we knocked it away at the last minute. Nice job by the corner.
We just saw him break out on third down.
That was Stokes. They're going for it. No surprise.
Extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an
Tampa 2, Tampa 2.
to complete that pass.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation.
Oh my goodness, and he dropped it. Nice. I thought he caught that for a second, but no, it's incomplete. 4 minutes left. We got the ball on offense. Let's get out of here and win this thing. Let's keep milking that clock. We're up by 5. We got to play smart football.
In the red zone.
Kenneth Walker, nice run. He hasn't been running the ball very much today, but we're going to let him run the football now.
Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now, backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
In around to Smith-Njigba. Ah, he couldn't quite get around the corner. But it's still a run, so we're going to have that clock keep on ticking. It's got to be encouraging from our defense that in the last game, they've kept the Chargers out of the end zone and have held them to only 4 field goals so far. If this score stays, that's got to be a confidence boost for our defense, even though this game doesn't mean anything. Going into next year, I'm hoping that's the case, but you know, that may not be it.
First and goal and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Let's run it with Walker.
They'll fake the jet
Walker,
sweep.
fight through that.
Now
Oh, they brought him down to like the 1.5 yard line.
That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Second
An ideal down and distance to try to finish
we
this thing
we
off.
score here, this game is over.
Walker.
And that is going to ice it. Kenneth Walker with the touchdown to ice this game.
Well, you picked the workhorse of it.
Nice job. Chargers down by 11.
No hesitation in this situation.
1 timeout
down
left.
A couple scores late in the game. This offense is
Down by
staying
12
out
actually,
there
excuse
on
me.
board. Here we go on 4th down.
All right, well, they get it, but they still have a long way to go.
And now this offense is
47
going
seconds.
for it on
4th and 19.
down.
This
It's
is
the
it for the
defense
Chargers.
up to the challenge. Time to find out.
This is definitely
Now
been a good game
Herbert.
from both sides of the
Now a
football.
desperation throw deep downfield.
Nope, incomplete. No soup for you. Nice job, D. Kool-Aid McKinstry with the deflection. Nice job. Good coverage by the new corner we acquired. So we get a win to wrap up the 2028 season. And we are going to win our 6th game of the season, I believe. So we get 1 win better than last year. Not anything to write home about, but still, it is what it is. Rookie quarterback played pretty well. He had 2 touchdowns in the first half that were pretty key, and it looks like that in this game he was able to hit the 4,000-yard mark in terms of passing this season. So, hey, we'll say in maybe the future. I'm just saying. Sorry, that's going to be stuck in my head as long as he's the quarterback.
7-10 for their final mark, and I think you have to say ultimately.
So Sayan had a QB rating of 102.5, so not a bad way to end the year. He threw for 163 yards, 2 TDs, no turnovers. Rushing-wise, Kenneth Walker, we gave him the ball later in the game. He had 13 carries, 49 yards, and the touchdown. Receiving-wise, DK Metcalf had a breakout game, 1 TD, over 50 yards receiving. Jackson Njigba, 1 catch, one touchdown, 35 yards. Really spread the ball around this game. We also had a key fumble in the red zone, kind of like the last game that we did. So the defense in the last game of the season played better than they had played the entire season, but it doesn't change the fact that during the whole part of the season, our defense once again just seemed incapable of stopping anybody. You know, I'm pretty sure that we gave up the most points, or one of them, we're one of the teams that gave up the most points in the league. So we got work to do. And I think, honestly, it's just going to start with the coaching staff. I think the coaching staff that you guys just saw has coached their final game. We finished the year 6-11, so we finished the season 1 win better, and we basically finished in like a third place tie, potentially, for the bottom of the division with the Rams. But still, a losing season is a losing season. But look at those ratings. We're 87, 85, and 85. I don't know. I don't know, guys. All I know is we got work to do. We'll get through the playoffs, and then we'll get through staff week, and we're going to make changes to the coaching staff. Kevin O'Connell is a guy that we hired after Pete Carroll resigned, but he's only led us to the playoffs once, and it was a loss. And we haven't been back in the last, 4 seasons. So he's done. He's done as our head coach. Let's check out the Pro Bowl roster, and then we'll check out the playoff bracket and see what happened. Jackson Smith-Njigba made the Pro Bowl, 92 overall wide receiver. Love to see that. He's developed very well after his rookie year. Well, our former corner Witherspoon, whatever team he's with now, has made the Pro Bowl. The ex-Seahawk. Kind of wish I would have kept him now. So Jackson Smith-Njigba is the only Seahawk that made the Pro Bowl this year. So that's it. All right, let's check out the playoff bracket for 2028. Let's see what's happening in the NFL this many years in the future. So we got the Texans against the Patriots, and the Patriots upset the Texans in the wild card matchup, and the Bills upset the Dolphins in their wild card matchup. So in the AFC, all the wild card lower seeds won, and the Raiders upset the Bengals. So it was Bills once again pulling the upset. Same deal in the divisional round. Patriots beat the Chiefs, and the Bills beat the Raiders. So it looks like the Patriots are back to their winning ways. Unfortunately, they lost in the AFC Championship to the Bills. And it looks like the Bills with Josh Allen are finally managing to get over the hump. So we'll see. NFC. 49ers, big dogs, they beat the Lions. Packers beat the Vikings in an NFC North matchup. And the Panthers beat the Eagles on the road. So it was Panthers actually taking down the 49ers. And the Packers take down the Bucs. So it was Panthers and Packers in the NFC title game, and the Packers beat the Panthers. So it's Packers-Bills in the Super Bowl in 2028. And I think this is Super Bowl 63 or something like that. The Roman numerals in the top left will officially confirm that. So we'll take a look and see who's in the Super Bowl. We'll see who wins the Super Bowl after the Pro Bowl week, because we got to see yearly awards. See if any Seahawks were in any running for anything. I wonder if our quarterback was in the running for Rookie of the Year, but I don't know. Yeah, this is Super Bowl 63 based off of the Roman numerals in the top left corner. Let's see about awards. Mahomes won the MVP. Bob Foster won Coach of the Year in Carolina. Not surprising considering the rise of the Carolina Panthers this season. Offensive Player of the Year went to Puka Nacua from the NFC. And Jackson Smith-Njigba actually finished 7th for Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC, so that's not bad. Defensive Player of the Year, no Seahawks in there. Offensive Rookie of the Year. What about our quarterback? So Julian Sayin finished 4th in the Offensive Rookie of the Year running for the NFC. But Tavian St. Clair also plays quarterback. I was hoping that, he was the... and I think KJ Lacey is a quarterback as well, So Julian Sayin was in the running, but he finished 4th. So, yeah. Defensive Rookie of the Year, probably don't have anybody there. Best QB, Sayin didn't even make top 10. Best running back, Kenneth Walker finished 8th, so he had a little bit of a bounce back year. Best receiver, Jigba finished 4th. Nobody else. Best offensive lineman. Cosme didn't even finish in here. Best defensive lineman, nobody. Best linebacker, no one. Our linebacking core, I think, also needs a massive upgrade. Best DB, no one. Best kicker, Jake Elliott finished 7th. So, yeah. Rookie of the year, but the fact that he threw for over 4,000 yards, let me check out his rating right now, see what his rating is like compared to the beginning of the year, because I know he was like a 73 or 74. And he now is all the way up to a 79. So Julian Sayin, I think, is developing okay. And I think he's worth keeping around. And Klubnik has actually gotten up to a 75. So that's a little bit encouraging in terms of quarterback play, in terms of our backup. But we don't have an 80s guy, but I think Sayin is worth giving another year to. But we're going to do it under a new coaching staff. And it may be worth it to hire a defensive-minded head coach to get the defense to really improve, because that's what has been lacking the last several seasons. Like, we may be 85 on defense, but we're not stopping guys. And also, we could use more talent on our defensive line, sure. But I think that's the direction we need to go. So let's get to it. First things first, let's see who wins the Super Bowl between the Bills and the Packers. So it looks like that the Bills won the Super Bowl, and they have won their first Super Bowl in franchise history. So they finally got over the hump, and Josh Allen is the MVP, and all the other awards are awards that I thought. All right. So that is the 2028 season in a nutshell. And Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year. So it wasn't Parsons or Max Crosby this time. Let's go ahead and upgrade our players. These are all a bunch of practice squad guys. Obviously not surprising there. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade them. All right, staff week. This is where we clean house. Clean house. Kevin O'Connell, you're fired. Mac Williams, you're fired. And Chris Wolf, I know it's been 1 year on the job, but you're fired. All right, let's go out and get a new head coach. Ron Rivera is available. Shane Steichen. So it says he's offensive-minded. I know Ron Rivera is defensive-minded. That's given. Free pancakes, 6 linemen. So Nick Sirianni is available. Ooh. Off the line, pass game coordinator. I think Nick Sirianni is the guy. Sirianni is going to be our new head coach. Offensive coordinator. So this might have been Sirianni's coach. Well, he uses the same playbook as Sirianni. Maybe he was under him for a little bit. So you know what? Because of that, we're going to bring in Emmanuel Ortega as our offensive coordinator. Because he uses the same playbook as Sirianni. And defensive coordinator. Space defenders, quarterback hunter. You know, that's probably somebody that we need. Quarterback hunter. Let's get Aaron Ward in here. Hire Aaron Ward as our new defensive coordinator. Entirely new coaching staff right here. Nick Sirianni's the main man. We've got a new offensive coordinator that looks like he might have been the offensive coordinator with Sirianni in Philadelphia. So we've got that going for him. Cool. Getting a coach in here with some good credentials, I think, is the right move for us. Sirianni has led the Eagles to a Super Bowl, so he's worth it. Worth bringing in. Let's get upgrades for him first. We'll do upgrades for other coaches probably when we get more points to spend. All right. Got 7 more points to spend. We'll save those for later. So, free pancakes, which means, you know, good offensive line. 6 linemen, control the line, unshakable off the line pass game coordinator. Okay. You know, West Coast spread. He's going to use Tampa 2. Lead the charge. 6 linemen. Similar to Sirianni. Space defenders, quarterback hunter, control the line, high focus, don't lock drop, press your luck. Okay, so press guy. So, yeah. Alrighty. That's probably going to change up the scheme a little bit with some of our players, but I think it's worth it. Nick Sirianni is the new man in charge, and hopefully this is going to lead to success. So let me take a look at the roster based on the new head coach and see how much that changes up, whether these guys are scheme fit players or not. So Klubnik and Minshew still look like scheme fit guys. Walker's a 99 overall running back. He's our best player. So he's an overpowering guy by this point. But yet he's a starting running back who's, you know, great on one of the worst teams. But I'm not going to trade him for picks or anything like that just to give Blake Corum chances in there. Got a 95 receiver. So yeah, it looks like the scheme is pretty much is kind of looking like the same with bringing in Sirianni and bringing in that other offensive coordinator who used to be in Philly with him. So I think that we'll be okay there. Alrighty then. So let's go ahead and advance to the week. We'll let all our players who are not going to re-sign go to free agency. We'll take a look at the roster and see where the holes that we need to fill in free agency are. But I really want to take a look at this class. Part of me is thinking that if there's maybe even another elite receiver or running back or quarterback, it might be worth it. But we can't get better than a 99 overall. That's just not possible. So let's view retirements. Something tells me one of them will be Leonard Williams. Yep, it is. Leonard Williams is retiring. But let's see if we had any other players retire. Nope, just Leonard Williams. I wasn't going to bring him back anyway, but he's retiring after 14 years. He spent the last 2 years with us. Good luck with retirement, Leonard. So let me see if there's any other defensive linemen who I may want to bring back now because Leonard Williams is calling it quits. I just want to double check myself, you know, just to make sure. So now because of the coaching changes that we made, a lot of these guys don't fit the scheme anymore. So because of that, I'm actually going to bring back Josh Paschal on a little bit of a player-friendly deal. Good offer. Okay. I didn't want to risk, you know, offering him 1 year with lowballing him because he probably wouldn't come back. Just due to the fact that Leonard Williams retired, I think it's worth doing that. Alex Wright will get a different backup, and everybody else can walk. Okay, so we got $109 million in cap room. We'll have some money to spend this offseason once again. So that's solid. All right, let's advance to next week. Let's let all the cuts happen. We'll check out the roster before we go to free agency and see what holes we have to fill and what we can fill, to be more precise. All right, so let's take a look here. We just... Probably going to need a third-string quarterback because we're not bringing back Minshew. we can have another 80 overall receiver. That might help. Probably need a backup tight end. We have 2 80 left guards. I forgot Zach Zinter was also on the team. We need probably a backup left tackle. Center, we need a backup center. Right guard's looking okay. Right tackle's looking okay. If we can find a good defensive end, a really good pass rusher, that'll help out big time. Defensive tackle, we're looking okay. Left outside linebacker. Mayfie's actually starting to regress. Yeah, we need help at linebacker. TJ Edwards is also starting to regress as well. So, yeah. And we need help, corner help, because Kool-Aid's going to come back, but we need help there. We brought back Christian Eisen, but Watson has actually gotten down to the third corner, but we need a fourth corner. And we need a new free safety. That's going to be another big need for us. Jamal Adams is been in the league for 12 years. Something tells me he's already starting to regress a little bit. He's going to come back. He's, I think, on maybe the last couple of years of his deal anyway. We also need a new punter. So, yeah. But I think free safety is one of the biggest needs that we definitely have. Oh, I hope this free agency group is not bad as last year. Hopefully there's some good guys in here, some talent, some real talent. Travis Etienne is the top guy, 94 overall running back. Quinn Mira's right guard, but we have a good right guard already. We don't need another one. Seth Mulligan, 87 overall tight end. Oh, we do need corner help. Let's get Nate Hobbs, 85 overall corner. Where does this put us in the running for him? Second place, going higher. 2 years. Get some cornerback help in here for our defense. We got a new defense coming in here, new defensive coordinator coming in here. We're trying to change the culture in Seattle again. But it looks like that there's not really an elite defensive end on the market this year other than Montez Sweat. So, yeah. But you know what? I think we got to go for it. Got to get help. Let's see about this player-friendly deal, if that even puts us in the running. I don't think it will, but let's see. Will it put us in the running at all? Okay, it does, but Jacksonville has a higher offer. Okay, so we're going to go higher. We're going to go very player-friendly. Let's see if this puts us above the Jaguars. We're going to war to get guys that I just feel like we need. What about right defensive ends? Okay, there's nobody really great here. Okay, so I'm going to pass on that. Linebackers. Nobody in the 80s. Well, the only guy in the 80s is Jerome Baker. But we need help there. And an 83 overall Xavier Collins. An 80 Greenlaw. Okay. We're going after these guys. Jerome Baker. Let's see about a player-friendly deal for a couple of years. All right. We're above everybody. Xavier Collins. Former Cardinal. Come be a Seattle Seahawk with us and help us fight for this division. All right, that puts us above everybody else. I know these guys aren't scheme-fit guys, but we just got to go for them. And Jalen Petrie, free safety is available. We need a new free safety. Let's go. And he's a scheme-fit guy, too. Let's go with a player-friendly deal, 4 years. Spending money. Spending the money. And we're actually his top offer. But you know what? I'm not going to retract that because somebody else could come in with another offer. All right, then. First wave of free agency, we can only target 5 guys in the first wave, but we're going after some of the cream of the crop. Nate Hobbs, 85 corner. Xavier Collins, 83 right outside linebacker. Defensive end Montez Sweat, going after him. We're going after Petrie, and we're going after Jerome Baker. We are going defense for the first 5 free agency members for the first wave of free agency. We're going all defense because this defense has to get better. We got to get players in here that are solid. Now, can we land all 5 of these guys? Please tell me we can land all 5 of these guys. We got to give the fans something to believe in Seattle. We got to get some talent in here again. Some real talent. Looks like we got everybody. We got everybody. We got Jerome Baker. We got Jalen Petrie, Sweat, Collins, and Hobbs. Let's go. That's just what we needed. All right. Let me just see about quarterbacks. Oh, Desmond Ridder was... But he's going to Dallas. Dak Prescott must no longer be a Cowboy, or maybe he retired. Should have gone for him. But, hey, it is what it is. And Travis Etienne is going to the Dolphins. Okay. Florida Gators staying in Florida. All right, let's see about receivers here, because we could use help at receiver. Khalil Shakir, I think, is a solid receiver to get. Let's go ahead and go after him. 3-year deal for this guy. Let's see where that puts us. It's a neutral deal, so it's not breaking the bank. All right, but we're ahead of everybody else, so we're going to go with that. I think we need a backup left tackle as well. All right, Wanya Morris. What a name. All right, let's go after him, get a backup left tackle. Where does this put us? We're his only offer, but I'm not retracting it. All right. Left guard, I think left guard, we're okay. We do need a backup center, because Nick Harris is not here anymore. Let's go after Juice Scruggs. Nice name. Bring in some juice. Get a solid backup center in here. Well, okay, we're not his best offer, so you know what? In case we don't land him, let's go get Nick Cartwright. Just as a backup option for center, in case we don't land that guy. Because we'll probably be able to land him. Alrighty. We're good there. Let me check the roster really quick. See what other backup positions we need. Alrighty. Alright, we're taking care of that. We need a backup center, so obviously we're doing that. Right tackle, we're good, so we're not going to do anything there. We got Montez Sweat, so we got our new defensive end starter. Pascal, of course, going to back him up. Right defensive end, but there was nobody really good in free agency. But I'm going to go ahead and sign a second right end to back up our starter. And I'm going to go ahead and get another left outside linebacker. Xavier Collins definitely is an upgrade. And Jerome Baker, 81 overall. But left outside linebacker is where we need to upgrade. I'm going to get a backup guy in free agency, and I'm also going to get a 5th cornerback. We're definitely going to address corner in the draft as well. But our safety core is looking better. Now, Petrie is a 79, but he's definitely solid. And we need a punter. Okay, so backup left end. No, not backup left end. Backup left outside linebacker. Somebody we still need to go after. And I think we need another corner. Now we're probably going to be looking to draft a left outside linebacker, but I want to bring in a backup one just so we have a body, basically. I want to get a scheme fit guy too, but a scheme fit guy who's also interested in coming here. Okay, well, Ed Coker, 66 overall, nothing spectacular there. We're going to actually do a team-friendly deal and really just try to get him in here on a 1-year deal to help us out a little bit with depth. All right, let's go get another corner. We already got Hobbs, but I think we could use at least one more. Oh, there's a lot of good corners actually out here. Kyler Gordon, 80 overall. I know it's another guy in the 80s, but I think it's still worth it. Let's bring him in on a 1-year deal. All right, we need another punter. We need a new punter. And Tommy Townsend is the top guy. But punters are not the end of the world. But, let's just go ahead and bring in Townsend. We're probably his only offer, so even though he's in the red, it probably won't take a lot of convincing for him to come here. All right, and let's also see if maybe I can bring in a veteran backup quarterback. Who is a scheme fit guy? You know what? We're just going to look for that in the draft. All right, let's see about the second wave of free agency. See if we get anybody. All right, let's see if we got anybody who we've targeted in the second wave. All right, still negotiating with Townsend. He'll probably still sign, though. So we did get Shakir. We got Gordon. Scruggs. Morris. Cartwright. Gotcha. Okay. So we actually did get that center after all. So I guess we didn't need to go after another center. But hey, depth is fine. Depth is okay. So let me go ahead and actually check out a little bit of our numbers game here for our roster. See if we can get some of these new free agents we've acquired in their old uniforms, in their old jerseys, per se. I'm going to go get a backup quarterback in the draft. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Khalil Shakir, he was wearing number 10 anyway, so I'm going to keep him wearing that. And we need to probably draft another tight end as well for help there. Let me see. What does Montez Sweat wear? Montez Sweat. What's his number? Oh, he's number 90. Is he? Or did he wear 98? Okay, so he actually wears I think 98 right now. So you know what? Yeah, let's go with him. Let's go with 98. Campbell. So you know what? Maybe I'm going to think about moving Pascal over to the right defensive end. Kick him over to right defensive end. Get some help there for a fill-in guy as far as veteran presence. No, it's, tampering with the roster still, but yeah. So Pascal automatically becomes our best right end over Jihad Campbell. Still got Jordan Davis. Yeah. So linebacker, left outside linebacker specifically. Let me see about Jerome Baker. Baker wears 55. Cole Holcomb has become like a backup, basically. So, okay, so we'll keep Holcomb wearing 55. Jerome Baker will give him a number in the 50s. The former Miami Dolphin. I forgot where he was playing, actually, but he plays in Miami, so we'll give him a number in the 50s. And give him 58. Xavier Collins can stay wearing 25. He was a part of our Arizona Cardinals rebuild, so hopefully we can have some of that magic kind of come back here, but we'll see. Let me see if anybody's wearing number 12, because that can't happen. So we're definitely probably going to get Townsend eventually. Is any receiver wearing number 12? No. Okay, fortunately nobody's wearing 12. So that's good. Somebody after the draft will probably be wearing 12 to some extent, to some degree. So, yeah. All right. So the only other active negotiation we have right now is with Tommy Townsend, who we're bringing in to be our new punter, 81 overall. So, because of that, I think this is it. I think that's it for free agency for us. We're going to get to the draft. Left outside linebacker, and it's definitely got to be our first round pick. I think we just got to go with that. So, free agency recap. Let's double check and make sure that we got Townsend. We got Townsend. Okay. Unfortunately, he is wearing number 12, so we're going to have to change that, but we can take care of that easily. Alrighty. It's really crazy that we're this far into this rebuild, and this team looks completely different than what we started with. It's really insane that I've done a rebuild for this long in any Madden, because I've never done something like this before, where it just goes on forever and ever. It feels like it's forever and ever. Internet, come on. Still crapping out? Come on, don't do this. Still crapping out? Come on, don't do this. Okay, it's still fine. All right, mock draft 5. Let's see what they have us projected to do now. All right, so we have the 5th overall pick, and they want us to go with a right tackle. Devontae Norton is the first left outside line. He's predicted to go from Auburn off the board. Okay. Junior Robertson, no, I'm going to stick with the quarterback that we have. I'm not going to be tempted by going with another quarterback. Now, Tommy Peterson is a right outside linebacker that's projected to go to the Jaguars at 10th. And same thing with Kadeem Pope. We could always move that guy to the left outside linebacker spot. If Devontae Norton slips to us, we'll take him. But something tells me he won't be available. So, yeah. We don't really need a right tackle. So. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get ready for the draft. And let's get going. The 2020 draft. Crazy. That's where we're starting.
The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
2029 draft. All right, let's see who's here. So Junior Robinson was selected. Was Norton selected as well? He was. Now, all the left outside linebackers are projected to be, Dave. So we're going to go with the best right linebacker on the board. We're going to go with Kadeem Pope. But let me just check the full board again. Kadeem Pope. We need right outside. We need linebacker help. I know left outside linebacker is really what we need, but we're going to go with him because we need help at that position more than anything else. So Kadeem Pope, welcome to Seattle. All righty, let's see here. 2nd round pick. Looks like this is a pretty good year for right tackles. This guy actually had a 1st round grade on him. So you know what? Since Chris Weston from Notre Dame has slipped this far, we're going to go with him. Go with a right tackle that could have been a 1st round pick but slipped to the 2nd round. That could be a pretty good steal for us. Corners. This free safety looks pretty good. Carlos Smart. Let's go with him.
Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock.
Okay. 4th round selection. You know what? Let's get some more defensive end help in here. Let's go with Cameron Jefferson from Stanford. Speed rusher. I know a lot of these guys aren't really fitting the scheme that we have, but go with Jefferson. Another right outside linebacker looks good. But you know what? We need depth there, so let's get another one. Let's go with Logan Campbell from Alabama.
The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock.
Sixth round. See about quarterbacks. Okay, well, all these guys are potential undrafted free agents, so I'm not going to waste a pick on them. All right, James Walker is... we've already taken 2 linebackers. I don't want to go with another one. This cornerback, Reuben Barner actually doesn't look too bad. Let's go with him. Get some more corner depth. 6th round pick, Reuben Barner.
The Seattle Seahawks.
7th round selection, and I think this is where we go to get our 3rd string quarterback, basically. Just another quarterback to get. Stack them up. Howie Nowak from Texas. I'm going to take him. And that is it for our 2029 draft. Pretty interesting. But, you know, that linebacker that we took, I think is worth it because, you know, that's where we need some help. We're going to need some help on the left side. And I'm planning to kick him out to left outside linebacker for sure because that's the area that we need to get some help at. We're good on the right side, but on that left side we need help. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at all these position players. You know, Howie Nowak, I'm not going to worry about adjusting his number because, you know, then again, a lot of these guys aren't even really, some of them may not even be real, you know. Yeah, we didn't draft a receiver this year. Oh, I also didn't go get a tight end, but you know what? We can rock with 2 of those guys. This guy, Chris Weston at Notre Dame, might have reached a bit for him, but I think it might be worth it. We took another defensive end, Cameron Jefferson this time, who looks exactly like Favor. But both these guys are in the 60s. They have a lot of room to grow. A lot of development there. So defensive ends, we got better on the left end. We got the same on the right side, basically, with Josh Paschal coming back. Davis is the same. All right, let's see about kicking one of our new drafted left outside linebackers over there. Kadeem Pope is going to be starting at left outside linebacker for us. I'm planning to move him over there. I don't know what this is going to do in terms of his rating, but my guess is it'll probably be a little bit of the same. But we drafted him to basically be a new starter on that side of the football. He's not a starter right now, but we're going to expect him to get up to speed pretty quickly in terms of when Bo Mayfield is no longer here, because we could be leaning in that direction. I'm just saying. Corners. Reuben Barner was the rookie that we drafted. Carlos Smart is a free safety we drafted. And I don't think any of these guys are wearing number 12. Let me just double check that. I just always am, you know, checking on that because nobody can wear 12 or it's for the fans. Okay, nobody is. So we're good there. Alrighty then. So that is what we're looking like going into year number 7 of this rebuild for 2029. What a rebuild this has been. It's been long and a long, hard grind. And we're going to keep the rookie quarterback in there and just see what he can do. I'm not planning to do any major trades. I'm thinking that I just got to ride this thing out. We got a new coaching staff. Maybe that will make a big difference. With Sirianni coming in with his former Philadelphia offensive coordinator, we got a new defensive coordinator that looks pretty solid. So hopefully, you know, new hope, new season springs eternal hope. So that's what we're going to go with. All right, thank you guys for checking out part 6. Next week, I'll be back with hopefully another rebuild of the Seahawks. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.